welcome back to Farmer Similar 19. Today we're back on the Elkader, Iowa map. Heading out to the field where we got a couple of gleaners to try out. So we got the 2520 and 2Wd Allis Chalmers out here. Also got a story behind Grandpa's Gleaner, the 2520, and no, this is the 2Wd Allis Chalmers, but actually a 7040, I believe it was. Allis Chalmers. Get him out of the field here. Try not to get caught up in the trees here. Alright, we'll get one of these guys going. We'll have to... Oh, now it says it's wet. Okay, we're gonna have to come back. When it's dry, and we just had a rain last night. We'll see how wet this is. No, I don't want the chainsaw. Alright, so I'm going to fast forward here. I'll be back. Hopefully soon we can do some harvesting here. Okay guys, I'm back. Field has had a chance to dry, so now we can harvest some soybeans here. I think we got to slow this sucker down. This is actually the closest thing I could come to a header. Headers didn't actually come with Gleaner mods. It's actually an Icon X header pack. Obviously they were sped up a little bit. We'll actually get soybean straw out of this too. We'll grab the other one here. That was the L2 Gleaner. I believe my grandpa's was F-Series Gleaner. I'll have to ask my uncle sometime if they remember which model my grandpa had before. I'd also like to add that give credit to MRG mapping for this map. I know they've had a problem with somebody claiming this map is theirs. I always try to give credit. Credit is due. I really don't know the first thing about making a map myself. Also, as far as mods, the only credit I take is if I make a modification to a mod. The rest I give credit to the original modders. We'll try to make our way around this field. Open it up here. This here's the M3 Gleaner. We'll look at the soybeans going into there. My grandpa actually had a Gleaner and a Massey, then ended up back to a Gleaner again. I actually bought this field this way. It didn't get totally planted over here. Other Gleaner over there seems to be doing pretty good. Looks like he's almost full. As far as I remember, my grandpa never really had any problems with his Gleaners. I also rode along with him quite a bit when he did combining. He also did custom combining. I think our other Gleaner is going to be full before we make it around. He just got full too. So. I do remember Gleaners my grandpa had, at least the first one had just a V6 gas engine in it. I was gonna say that bird better get out of the way pretty quick. You'll end up as part of the grain. We'll try to get the wagons full, then we'll head back and see how the new setup on this map is for unloading the grain into the bins. We're almost all the way around the field. And we're almost full with this one too. The 2520 over there. We'll just make it around without being full. I believe these combines did a whopping 15 miles an hour. I think we'll grab the 2520 first. It's pretty much the way my grandpa had his. It had an actual cab on it. According to my uncles, it was actually the first tractor with a cab on the ridge, as Gus said. I'll get this guy going this way. Looks like we might get actual lot of soybean straw off of this. Now we can leave him running. Sheet metal on these Gleaners are actually galvanized steel, I believe it was. It never really rusted. I like that work RPM, how it brings the RPMs up when it's unloading into the trailers. Looks like we're already full here. Have to grab our Allis next. So I'll start with my story with the Gleaner and the 2520. Actually, one night my grandpa was combining corn and I was out there with him. Like I said, I usually rode her along with quite a bit. And it was, obviously it was in the fall, combining corn. But it was raining out. Everything was wet. I remember watching him try to cross over a field at an angle to try to get up out of the field. There was a pretty good sized hill there. He actually ended up not making it and ended up having to go back down the hill and just trying to get up on the grass end of the field. Yeah, about 3/4 of the way up, and that's all the farther he could go. So he had me stay in the 25/20. Actually hooked up the Gleaner with the chain to try to pull it the rest of the way up the hill. And I remember pushing in the differential lock as I seen him start to pull and let out the clutch, and all I could do was sit there and spin. And then he actually trying to jerk the chain to try to get it to pull up out of there. I remember hearing that V6 gas engine just screaming away. And usually my grandpa's actually pretty gentle on his equipment, but I swore I could see the back end of the combine actually come off the ground at one point. So he stops and comes walking back to the tractor, and he's like, "Are you doing anything?" I go, "Yeah, I got both tires spinning." And he actually had tire chains on it, because it was close to winter, and you always threw them on along with the loader, but the loader wasn't actually on at that time. So we ended up actually locking the wheels on the wagon and leaving it there on the hill. I followed Grandpa back with the 25/20. Well, the next day, I think my grandpa was out somewhere combining, and farmer showed up with, I believe it was actually a 2Wd Allis Chalmers. So I walk up to him, and he goes, Arnold, which is my grandpa, Arnold said he couldn't get the trailer up off the hill. So I got in the tractor, and we went back there. And I helped hook up the trailer for him, or I should say wagon. And walked off to the side. He actually pulled it up out of there like nothing. And he's like, so I went back to the tractor, and he's like, well, that wasn't so difficult. But I said, well, the ground's actually frozen now, which it really was. So we could have actually gotten it back up out of there with the 25/20. But at least the farmer, he got his grain. My grandpa was actually selling the corn to him. My grandpa actually did custom combining for that same farmer. I actually got to drive the 7040 a couple of times. That was one of the nice things, or one of the things I like going along with my grandpa. Every once in a while I get to drive the farmers' tractors. I don't know how far he's going. Yeah, I think we'll take back over just for a little bit. That was one of the memories I had being back out on the farm. I'll try to catch this guy when he's got the auger on the other side. A lot to look at on the inside of this Ellis here, but I still like it. I should yell at the guy, say, "Yeah, you missed the spot." I was gonna say, is he gonna run over me now? Talking bad. Trying to stay out of his way. Must be empty. Yep. I'm just gonna try the 4-ways once, see if they worked on you. There we go. Can get in here. We're almost full, so we can catch up with the other Gleaner. Actually, he's back out in the right side of the field here. Catch him in time. Oops. Alright, stay there. This is a big field, but the two gleaners are getting it done fast, it looks like. Little difficulties here. We're full. Alright, we'll head back to the farm. We'll try to find a decent way back. We'll have this guy follow. Back in the old 2520. Actually had to haul the combines over here with the Kenworth. They said they go a whopping 15 miles an hour. If I don't get lost. I think we can just sneak through these trees up here. Just don't like getting tangled up in these. There, we're back at the home farm. Making sure our Allis Chalmers makes it. I just forgot he goes a little slower. It'll be the first time unloading into these bins here. Of course, I'm on the wrong side. Have to swing around. Could actually use this for the cows too. Take soybeans or corn. Alright, we finally found the right spot. We can unload here. We'll start getting this guy unloaded. We can actually take the 2520 back. Yeah, I get tucked in pretty close here. The trigger is a little bit off, but still works. Alright, we'll let him unload. I think that's gonna do it for this time. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video and the story from when I was a kid. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next time.